Hey guys, welcome to our recap of the Survivor Second Chance finale.
Cambodia.
Okay.
All right, so it's a 3-hour show.
And it's season 31, by the way, just so we got everything out of the way.
6 little chickens left. All
what?
right.
We got a lot of people left going into the finale, so we gotta keep this thing popping.
All right, so in Orkin, Keith is like, why'd y'all get rid of Kimmer?
Abby.
Of Abby. I wanted to take her to the end.
Exactly, Keith. That's why they had to get rid of her.
So is Kimmy the new goat that they're gonna drag to the end?
I don't know. She's still, you know, in that group of 4, and then you got the 2, Keith and what's-her-face, Wentworth, out on the sidelines.
Well, Kimmy comes up with a little plan to get rid of Spencer or Jeremy. She's gonna team up with Kelly Wentworth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time for the immunity challenge.
Well, she's thinking, like, I'm number 4 in this group of 4, so I need to make some moves here.
Yeah. So this was a crazy immunity challenge. You had to build the steps in order to a slide puzzle. Those were 2 tough tasks. Those slide puzzles are no joke.
We're at the end of the season here. Everybody is exhausted. All of their energy has been depleted for, like, weeks now. So, like, going up and down those stairs over and over again, they were donezo.
And there's no more second chance challenges. These are all brand new.
Yeah.
So nobody has an advantage over anybody else.
It's symbolic because this is the time to really, you know,
play on your own.
Make your new path.
Yes. So, Spencer was leading, and he continues to lead, and he won immunity.
I mean, once he gets to that puzzle.
Yeah.
Spencer's
really good with puzzles.
Yeah.
So Kimmy, back at camp, tells Keith, let's blindside Jeremy.
What?
Stick with the plan.
Yeah. Again, you know, she wants to go after her group because she sees that the 3 of them are really tight and she's on the outside.
She's in a new group now. So Jeremy does not want to believe from his alliance that
Kimmy's gonna go after him. But Spencer and Tasha are sitting there like, we gotta do something here because, like, Kimmy is coming after us.
Yeah.
She's coming after us. And blah, blah, blah. Jeremy's just sitting there. She's like, so much she has to.
I trust Kimmy.
Jeremy's just like, no, like, what? She's not going against us. Come on now.
All right, well, it's time for tribal, and the probsting has begun. It's all about the alliances now. There's no more voting blocks because there's not enough people
there
to be
aren't
in
that many
blocks.
votes, yeah.
So, 4 versus 2?
Is it? Or is Kimmy gonna jump ship?
All right, well, are there any idols out there?
Yeah.
Of course there are, but nobody, you know, everybody's speculating who has idols, but nobody's admitting to it.
Yeah, this hasn't been one of those seasons where somebody finds an idol and tells their allies about it. Like, everybody's been very for themselves.
Yeah. All right, so Spencer says, me, Jeremy, and Tasha are voting for Kimmy. Either you guys can go draw rocks or whatever, you know.
For Kimmy.
Yeah. Or jump on the bandwagon here and take somebody else.
Kelly.
Kelly.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
I had to think about that for a second.
I was wondering.
But it made no sense.
Okay.
All right, so, you know, it's very dicey at this tribal.
Did I happen to mention this was a 3-hour show?
It was.
All right.
Yeah.
So, it's time for the vote.
Okay.
And everybody's crapping out a brick. Kelly plays her idol.
And then Jeremy's like, well, I better play mine too. I'm not going to get caught with this crap.
Yeah. And for the very first time in the history of Survivor, in all 31 seasons, no votes counted.
Yeah, because guess what, guys? It was a tie.
Yeah.
3 votes for Kelly, 3 votes for Jeremy. But guess what? None of them counted.
So.
Crazy. And Fishbach was all like, oh, this is the first time ever.
Fishbach is always like that at Tribal. He's always like, all right. It's time for the revote. Kimmy, Keith, and Tasha. Okay. Are you switching? No.
Well, no. They do a clean new vote.
What is wrong with my brain?
They do a new vote. The only people eligible to get votes are Kimmy, Tasha, and Keith. So it's a tie vote again between Kimmy and Tasha this time.
Now,
here's where it gets complicated.
And Jeremy and Kelly. Kelly? all say that they're not...
Keith.
And Keith. All say that they're not going to change their vote. They're
Which
solid in their vote.
They're skipping the revote.
Right.
Okay. Now, this is the new thing. I thought they would have, like, drawn rocks or, like, done the fire challenge, but for some reason, this was the rule. The 4 people eligible to vote got a chance to chat things over and decide if they were going to vote unanimously to get rid of either Kimmy or Tasha.
Because if they can't come to a unanimous decision, then the 2 people that were voted for get immunity and the remaining people draw rocks. But since there's only 1 person left, Keith, he draws the rock.
Crazy.
He's out. Oh my god.
Yeah. So
this is crazy.
Spencer and Jeremy are just like, we're not voting out Tasha, so it's gonna be either Keith or Kimmy going home.
So
what's it gonna be?
Keith is like, well, I feel bad. She's a single mother, 2 girls. I think I'm just gonna give it to her. And everybody's like,
everyone's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So eventually they convince Keith to stay. They get rid of Kimmy. It was wild. Absolutely wild. Nothing
Kimmy
like
was
it ever
pissed.
before. I would be too.
Because all of a sudden she was like, oh, Keith's leaving? Okay.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just going to let this like play out. And then she, oh, crap.
Time for the next immunity challenge. Bye, Kimmy.
All right.
All right, it's a giant-ass obstacle course. This thing was huge. It had 6 stations. Huge. There's only 5 people. You got to collect puzzle pieces and then solve it.
Okay. We're going to give a shout out to our favorite obstacle, the one where you have to like lie down.
You lie and you like swim. Loved it.
Okay.
That was great. Everybody was really close in this
There was a lot of hustle in this challenge. Yeah. Everybody was giving it their all.
And
it was very close.
Wentworth won immunity. She really needed it. She really needed it.
Her butt was on the line.
Keith was close because he was cheating.
Well, you could see he kept peeking over at Kelly's puzzle. Yeah, we saw that, Keith. Yeah. We saw that.
All right. So
Kelly has immunity. So now it's like, oh crap. Are the 3 of them going to stick together and vote out Keith?
Yeah.
Or what?
Keith's a big target. Unless he's got an idol for himself. Then not so much.
This is the last tribal where you can use a hidden immunity idol.
So Kelly makes a fake one for Keith. She had a couple of pieces of this and that left over from tree mail and whatnot.
And she's safe for this tribal, so she's like, well, if I want to have a shot at making the final 3, I should try to help Keith stay.
Yeah. So Jeremy tells Keith, vote out Spencer.
He's getting nervous. Keith is like making all these shifty moves, acting like he's got an idol in his freaking underwear. And Jeremy's just like,
underwear. Is that an idol in your underwear?
No!
Or are you just happy to see me?
All right. But the best part was when Jeremy was trying to get Keith's attention, and he was like, because Tasha was sitting right there.
Yeah.
And Jeremy didn't want to give away his plan to her. So Keith is just sitting there like,
Keith's in a survivor fog anyway, though. Even when no one's trying to get his attention.
It was amazing, though. I hope somebody makes like a GIF of that or something, because I need to see that over and over again.
All right, so
or like a Vine or something. Please, somebody who knows how to do that, do it.
It's tribal time, and remember it was 4 against 2 last time. Well, now it's 3 against 2.
But Kelly's safe this week.
Kelly is safe and Keith's the target. So it's last chance for idol romance. Do you have the hidden immunity idol or not?
Well, he didn't end up playing the fake one. I thought maybe there was a chance that he was going to pull it out before the vote and be like, look what I got. But he kind of just like implied that maybe he had it. I don't know if it would have made a difference.
I love the crossover from Big Brother, Expect the Unexpected.
I was like, what? But first.
Yeah. All right, so it's vote time, and unfortunately, old-timey fireman Keith got voted out.
Sorry, Keith.
Which is okay, because he really didn't have a shot in hell to win.
He just doesn't have that social game.
No.
He doesn't know what's going on.
He's just good at balancing and stuff.
Yeah, so even though Jeremy spent all that time getting Keith's attention, he didn't end up going through with the plan to get rid of Spencer.
He didn't stick to the plan. No. All right, so it's immunity challenge time.
This is
the final immunity challenge for this season.
We're down to 4 people.
Now, I could have sworn that I saw this immunity challenge on a previous season of Survivor,
Jeff
but
says no.
It's the old spiral, like, ball track, and you have to keep
like mousetrap.
Yeah. You gotta, except there's no trap. You just gotta keep your ball from landing on the floor.
Right. And then as they go on in this challenge, they add more and more balls. So there's also
Up to
this
like
gate.
5 balls in play or more.
Yeah, so it's not just one spot that you're catching the ball. It's like
2 spots.
2 spots.
All right, so this went on for quite a while.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how many balls they were able
You really
to keep
have to focus.
in play with only one hand. They actually had one hand tied behind their back as well. So Kelly was out first, which was a real heartbreak because she is a big target.
I mean, if she didn't win this challenge, it's not looking good for her.
I mean, Tasha, Jeremy, and Spencer are in a very tight alliance.
Yeah.
So then Tasha was out next. So it came down to Spencer versus Jeremy.
They actually got up to like 5 balls at a time, which was crazy.
Jeremy pulled it out. And Jeremy broke down when he won.
So emotional. This is for Val.
This is,
This is for Jordan. This is for Cameron.
Yeah. This is for my family, Jeff. Family.
Yes. Jeremy's awesome. It was great.
All right. So is Kelly really going this week? Is she really going?
I don't know. She's got to go through the motions at least and talk to some people, see if she can get some votes.
Well, she's got to talk to Jeremy because he's really the one who's going to be deciding ultimately who he's taking to the end. Does he want to make a mistake like Woo?
I don't know. It's a big decision. I don't think so.
This is for Val.
So he's all like, hey, you want to go to fire or something? And she's like, yeah.
All right. Well, it's time for Tribal, and the whole gist of this Tribal is who do you think you can beat?
So
meaning Jeremy.
Things got like really ugly at this Tribal.
It really did.
Mainly because of Spencer, because he pulled that old, if you vote me out, I'm gonna make sure that this other person wins. Like,
that
not only are you not
well with the jury either.
Why would it? Not only was he like, you're not getting my vote, but he was like, I'm gonna work all those votes against you.
I'm gonna control everybody else.
Yeah, which
that's really arrogant.
You know, we see this every once in a while on this show, on Big Brother, and it just rubs me the wrong way every time.
I'll do everything in my power. You're not gonna win.
It's just not cool. It's really not cool.
All right, so
in that moment, I was just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's ugly. So Jeremy was not about to risk it.
Even after that nonsense from Spencer, he was like, you know what? I'll keep you. So Kelly was voted out.
That was probably a pretty smart move to keep Spencer anyway after that outburst because he knew that wasn't sitting well with the jury.
And you know, Kelly's got a lot of friends on that jury.
Absolutely.
So I think she would have had a shot at winning for sure.
I think so too.
Especially because she was an underdog the whole
I'm surprised Jeff didn't do that whole, hey, if you had kept Kelly, let's see what the votes would have been.
Maybe he did. There was so much to see in this episode, they couldn't possibly show everything.
Right. Well, back at camp, after Kelly left, they had the old breakfast. But first, look in a mirror and see how much weight you lost. Yeah, a mirror.
Not only how much weight you lost, but how like dirty you are, all of your body hair, just like the scary.
This is not a good show for women. Between the legs and under the arms.
Okay, that's enough. But anyway, our final 3, Jeremy, Tasha, and Spencer.
All right.
Congratulations.
So it's time for that final Tribal, where they rake you over the coals.
Yeah, this was always fun. We're just going to talk about some of the highlights here.
All right, so basically Spencer, he went too far that previous Tribal. He really came off as arrogant.
I love how
he really changed.
How Savage was the one asking everybody about arrogance. Come on, man. Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
I could not believe... Well, now, Tasha didn't really figure into this all that much.
You could tell just by the questions that they were getting that people were really trying to decide between Jeremy and Spencer, which is really unfortunate because I think Tasha played a fantastic game.
I think she did play a fantastic game. She played her own game. Everybody was like, oh, you did Jeremy's dirty work. No, she was calling the shots for quite a bit of that.
It's so hard for a woman to beat a man in these kind of shows, It really sucks.
It is. It does suck. So Jeremy's whole thing was, yes, I had the idols, I made the moves I needed to make when I needed to make them, and my effing wife's pregnant.
Oh, what?
Everybody was like, what?
You could see Spencer's face when Jeremy dropped that bomb. He was just like, oh, I lost. Oh, well. Good game.
In that moment, it was all telling. All right, so some of the highlights from the jurors. Kelly was the old pick a number between 1 and 10.
She was like, I lost by 1 vote in the first season. OG. And this was the question that determined everything.
Cass basically told Spencer, remember when you said I had 0 chance of winning?
Oh my god, 0% chance of winning.
Yes. Let's get a beer after the show. And yeah, it's time for the vote.
Okay.
And it's time for the reunion. So let's flip the page on this biatch.
Oh boy, if you're still here. Okay.
So Jeremy wins.
Yay!
That's great. I'm really happy with that.
I think he deserved it. I think he would have won even if he didn't mention that Val was pregnant. Yeah. I think he played a fantastic game.
Ultimately, Jeremy's fetus wins. So it was unanimous.
He did this for Val and Jordan and Cameron.
And his male fetus. All right, so he kept the secret for the whole 39 days.
That's impressive.
It was either that or probably get voted out, because if they had found out that his wife was pregnant, I think that
he's gotta go.
Yeah.
He's gotta go.
So for all of the contestants, there was much, much more pressure this season because it was a favorite season.
The fans voted them in. It wasn't just like the producers were like, let's get this one and this one and this one.
They're doing it for the fans. That's who watches the show.
That is a lot of pressure.
And I have to say, I agree with the show. The idols this season, way cooler than usual.
Yeah.
I love that they just gave out clues and that it was actually like a risk factor to get the idols.
Loved it.
Yeah. No Vetus. Where was he? Everybody else was there.
Yeah, where was he?
Didn't you open your mail, dude?
Maybe he was busy.
Maybe.
I don't know.
All right. Holding a yoga class?
I don't know. Maybe he's got things going on. You don't know.
All right.
You don't know his life.
So Kelly Wentworth, they spent a little time on her credentials this season. She lost an impressive 31 pounds, which was like
God.
23% of her body weight.
That is scary. That is scary. But she, even with that, and you know, she must have felt so weak the whole time. But she kicked butt in the challenges. Yep. She was scrappy. She was an underdog the whole season.
All right. Fishbach, do you split the votes or do you not split the votes?
Savage, do you split or not split?
Fishbach was so cocky. That one tribal was just so satisfying to see him go up in flames.
It was glorious.
He was so envious of Joe, the golden boy.
He could not move his focus from Joe, and that was his downfall.
Right.
And then they talked about Joe.
But first they talked about Keith.
Oh, yes.
And how Keith cried the entire reunion.
Oh, Keith, he's so emotional.
He is so emotional.
Oh my God.
He didn't want to go out playing the fake idol. I don't think it would have been a big deal, Keith. I mean, Keith is so old school, you know? He cried about Kimmy, but he just cried about everything.
He was teary the whole time.
Survivor isn't fun. It's an adventure, Jeff.
A cruise is fun.
Yeah. All right, now we can talk about Joe. He's delicious. Jeff's words.
Jeff really said that.
Oil up, Joe. That's all I got to say.
I loved when they showed the kids in the audience and they were like...
The kids want to be him. The ladies want to do him. The guys want to be him. He even got his dad on TV. His dad was crying, too, in the audience. Beautiful. Everything is beautiful.
Can we have Joe come back for every season?
Yeah. All right. So, Spencer... He got a little disgusted with the show. He stopped watching because he made so many damn mistakes.
Yeah, but he was glad to see the transformation that he went through.
Yeah.
He became more of a human, which is a great thing.
You know who was really glad? His girlfriend. Finally. She got some, I love you. Again? I love you. All
right, so then we get a quick little plug for Ponderosa.
We'll be checking that out on CBS.com.
It's like Big Brother meets Survivor. Gotta love it.
And all the tragedy this season. Tasha, she was actually drowning in the water. Yeah. It was the real deal.
That's scary.
That is very scary. Joe, his body gave out, but what they didn't show on TV was it almost happened to Keith, too.
You could see from that clip that when the challenge ended, Keith was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
They really pushed themselves.
And poor Terry. Oh, my God. I love Terry. I can't believe that he had that family emergency. It was a shock to him and his family as well. When he left, nothing was wrong. And all of a sudden, Jeff's like, your son's dying.
Yeah.
He was definitely on his deathbed. It took him 3 months before he actually got the heart transplant. But I guess that was great because he got exactly the heart that he needed. Oh. So now he's doing great. It
was great to see his son there in the audience, all healthy.
Yeah, his wife looks like a young Helen Mirren.
All right, cool. Beats family.
Good
What's up?
You, Terry. So next season, we are so excited. We are over the moon for next season because it's another Brains, Brawn, Beauty.
Love it. It's season 32.
But the best part of next season is Beast Mode Cowboy. I am so excited for Caleb.
If you guys did not watch Big Brother 16,
you need to go back and watch it before you watch Survivor because Beast Mode Cowboy, we did not like...
Train wreck.
We did not like Caleb on Big Brother until the end.
And even then, it was like, we love it for the novelty factor.
Yes. But Beast Mode Cowboy aside, next season is going to be carnage.
Oh my God, all the injuries.
All the evacuation.
It's going to be crazy.
I am scared for everyone on that season. I think they're really going to go balls to the wall.
So thank you guys so much for watching with us this season. We hope you join in next season too.
And until next time, much
love.
Edit.